January the 12th, 2022, around 4 p.m. was a normal and typical day for 23-year-old Irish primary school teacher and traditional Irish musician Ashling Murphy was jogging along the Grand Canal just outside of Tullamore, County Offaly. Sadly, she would never complete and finish her daily routine of jogging in broad daylight when she was attacked by a total stranger. She had been stabbed more than 11 times to her neck in the progress of being violently assaulted and attacked. Murphy had sustained serious injuries consistent with a violent, aggressive, and dangerous act of depraved behaviour towards someone who did deserve to be killed by someone she didn't know at all. But the most saddest part about this tragedy is that Ashling Murphy fought for her life in a desperate attempt to be alive by using her keys to stop the alleged attacker from hurting her more. It would not be the case after all. Two women who were jogging on the opposite bank saw Murphy being assaulted, and straight away they ran to the nearest house to find the Gardai, which translates to Irish police. This unexpected, tragic, horrifying, and even suspect death of a young woman will forever haunt Tullamore in the minds of those who live there. Despite that, violence against women need to stop and treat women with dignity and respect, as they are human beings just like us, and treat them like how you want to be treated. But then again, the Irish police had to look for a suspect in every true crime case, including a guy in his 40s that witnesses say was arrested and released without charge because it turned out that Gardai got the wrong guy. Typical police officers these days. Moving on, they appealed for fresh information on social media on the killer. Soon enough, they would get their biggest breakthrough in the case, when a man in his 30s took himself to the St James Hospital in Dublin with unexplained injuries. It proved a point that he was the man they were looking for. Gardai carried out a background check which led to searches of properties in County Offaly and one in Dublin. Two cars were also seized during the investigation. One was a taxi, which they believed to have transported the suspect to the hospital. Gardai also carried out searches and forensics tests on the Grand Canal where Murphy was found murdered. Welcome back to Psycho Minds. My name is Cody. Today, in this shocking turn of events true crime documentary, we will take a closer look at the utter horror, extreme violence, and why it happened in the first place. Stick with us as Ashling Murphy, 23, was taken far too soon with an explanation of reasoning as to why she was unalived in the most horrific, violent, brutal, and shocking death yet. Hence why she did deserve to die at the hands of a man who should never had his hands on her at all and took away her life like she was nothing to him. This case sent shockwaves throughout the country and it left people feeling devastated and baffled by how the events of it all ended will forever remain the most brutal aftermath of a murder. This takes place in Northern Ireland on January the 12th, 2022 at around 4 p.m. Ashling Murphy was born back in 1998 and grew up with two siblings, a brother and a sister in Bluebell near Tullamore. She worked hard enough throughout her life to become a teacher by getting a primary teacher qualification from Mary Immaculate College in Limerick, and taught in a national school in Dowan, County Offaly from March 2021 until her death. She was also a fiddler and a featured musician at the Tullamore Tradfest traditional music festival. Her life was normal, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. She was just simply enjoying her time before it was cruelly snatched away, without any reason as to why or warning whatsoever in early 2022. The Grand Canal sits beneath the roads that led up to Tullamore, where Murphy was jogging along the banks of the river, when she was violently attacked by a crazed, frantic, and vicious man in the most brutal and savage manner and fashion possible. Some news reports and sources who claimed that she was stabbed over 11 times. Hear me out. 11 times she was killed. This isn't a sick joke. This will make your stomach turn, as she was laying in the ditch where the attack occurred. Without a doubt, therefore, she would have done everything she could in her power to stop the guy for hurting her more than she could possibly have prevented for. Obviously, this case doesn't stop here, and it doesn't have a happy ending. Unlike some true crime cases and stories out there though, it was relatively quiet the walk Ashley took on a daily basis. It was later revealed that she had intentionally died from blood loss from the amount of blows that the sharp-edged object that had caused to her neck. They determined that at first she had been strangled and then slashed numerous times. Not far from the truth after all. Like violence against women need to stop and say no for an answer. If a man approaches you and tries to make you feel uncomfortable and not safe, then run. This could save your life, and you can thank me later for this advice. Ashley would be lucky if it wasn't for the guy being there at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not blaming Ashling Murphy at all. She had a wonderful and a very successful life. Her legacy will continue to live on, and I hope people in the future will contribute to her success and take the stride of what her life was like before the killing. Thank you for watching Psycho Minds. That was the case of Ashling Murphy, and why not click one of our videos to see what we post about.